What a ridiculous week in the NFL. No, seriously, this was one of those weeks where the league felt more like a Netflix drama than a sports organization. In the span of just 48 hours, we saw Rashee Rice get sentenced to jail, Von Miller sign with Washington, TJ Watt cash out on a monster extension, Mike Williams retire out of nowhere, Jordan Addison plead guilty to something called wet reckless, and Najee Harris nearly blow his eye out with fireworks. Oh, and somehow Coldplay became part of the NFL story cycle. That's right, Coldplay. It's weeks like this that make you understand why you've never seen an NFL referee at one of their concerts. Too much truth in those lyrics. Let's start with Rashee Rice, who finally had his day in court after that now infamous 119 mph car crash in Dallas earlier this year. Rice took a plea deal, avoiding a longer prison sentence, but he'll still serve 30 days in jail and 5 years of probation. Here's the kicker. He can serve that month of jail time whenever he wants during those 5 years. Talk about flexible sentencing. He also paid all of the victim's medical expenses up front, which likely helped his case. The NFL now gets to decide his suspension, which should probably be around 6 games given the league's personal conduct policy. But since it's the Chiefs, don't be shocked if it's just 3. The judge overseeing the case even said, quote, "What you did out there on that highway was beyond ridiculousness." Somewhere, Rob Dyrdek is quietly applauding. Meanwhile in Pittsburgh, TJ Watt just became the highest-paid pass rusher in NFL history. Watt signed a 3-year, $123 million extension with $108 million guaranteed. That's roughly $1 million for every career sack he's recorded. Not bad. The Steelers clearly see a win-now opportunity with Aaron Rodgers now in the division, and keeping Watt was mission-critical. But this deal is bad news for other front offices, namely Dallas and Cincinnati. The Cowboys will now have to reset the market when they pay Micah Parsons, and the Bengals just lost every excuse not to pay Trey Hendrickson, who actually had more sacks than Watt last season and is the same age. Pittsburgh played 4D chess with that one, and it worked. Von Miller is also on the move, signing with the Washington Commanders, just like we predicted in our unsigned free agent video earlier this week. He's 36, coming off a season with 6 sacks and a PED suspension. But the Commanders don't mind veteran players. In fact, they love them. Miller joins a defense already featuring 35-year-old Bobby Wagner and 34-year-old Zach Z. But guess what? Wagner had 135 tackles last season, and Z scored more touchdowns than most starting tight ends. Age might be just a number, but in Washington, it's also apparently part of the team philosophy. Honestly, I'm now rooting for a Steelers versus Commanders Super Bowl. Let the elder statesmen have their moment. Then we got hit with surprise news out of LA when wide receiver Mike Williams announced his retirement. The Chargers had just brought him back on a 1-year, $6 million deal after stints with the Jets and Steelers. But Williams, who's dealt with a career full of back issues and a torn ACL, decided enough is enough. He was recently placed on the physically unable to perform list, yes, the regular one, not the Mike Vick one, and clearly saw the writing on the wall. Williams will be remembered for his 2019 season, where he tallied 1,000 yards on just 49 receptions. That's big play production at its finest. He finishes his career with more interceptions than fumbles, which is an odd stat, but one that somehow fits. And then there's Najee Harris, who suffered an eye injury during a 4th of July fireworks mishap. According to reports, it's a superficial injury, but he's now on the non-football injury list and receiving treatment at Stanford. That doesn't exactly scream minor. At this point, you have to wonder, how many limbs need to be sacrificed before NFL players stop messing with fireworks? Jason Pierre-Paul lost fingers and still won a Super Bowl, but apparently the lesson didn't stick. The silver lining here? Rookie running back Omarion Hampton may get a legit opportunity if Harris is out for any meaningful stretch. Because when you injure yourself off the field, teams can choose not to pay you. It's a harsh reality. Switching over to Minnesota, Jordan Addison has officially pleaded guilty to wet reckless, a downgraded DUI charge that honestly sounds like the title of a Girls Gone Wild DVD. As part of his plea deal, Addison will pay a $390 fine, complete 2 online courses, and serve up to 12 months probation, which could get cut to 6 if he finishes everything on time. The NFL will likely suspend him for 3 games. That means Addison could miss matchups against the Bears, Falcons, and Bengals. Expect Minnesota to load up Justin Jefferson with 20 targets per game. Because, honestly, who else are they going to throw to? In the media world, FS1 made waves this week by canceling 3 shows in one swoop and announcing a new partnership with Barstool Sports. Dave Portnoy will be a regular on FS1's Big Noon college football coverage, and Big Cat confirmed on The Yak that Barstool will also produce a new 2-hour live show Monday through Friday. That's a major deal, but also a major challenge. Can Barstool stretch its talent pool to deliver 5 days of consistent, compelling TV? They're rotating hosts to avoid burning out Big Cat and PFT, which is smart. But still, quality control will be the name of the game. Regardless, it's a huge financial win for Barstool and a gamble FS1 is clearly willing to take. And finally, somehow, someway, Coldplay entered the conversation. Why? Because the band has reportedly been outing cheaters. Not sure how or why, but it's happening. And now it makes perfect sense why you've never seen an NFL ref at a Coldplay concert. Too risky. The lyrics hit a little too close to home, and Lord knows we don't need Chris Martin accidentally revealing who rigged a holding call in 2019. So to recap, jail time, contract extensions, veteran moves, firework accidents, odd legal terms, TV shakeups, and Coldplay dropping truth bombs. And that's just in 1 week of the offseason. If you stuck around through all of this, you are the real MVP. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and join us next week when we dive deep into Oakland's complete collapse as a pro sports city. It's tragic, it's messy, and yes, there's a possum involved. See you then.